Welcome back to the live show, guys. Tonight I am joined by the Ranting Monkey himself.
Hi
What is
guys.
going on, man?
Hang on a second.
Did you
YouTube.
have did you have the sound on?
Well, I had to come here. I didn't think to come here in advance, even though I got the link from you and sent it out. I then closed the page because that's what I always do. But I had to go get the chat box open and it started. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, it did the same to me, and I usually have it muted so I can have the chat box open, and it just blared in my ears.
So how's it going?
So good, man. Thanks for finally finding time in your extremely busy schedule.
Oh no, no problem at all, man. Yeah, I get asked from time to time, hey, will you come stream with me? And I love streaming with people. I do. I like talking to people, but I have somehow found myself streaming anywhere from like 2 to 8 hours a day. And
Jesus.
yeah, I talk too damn much.
Well, it gives you something to do, and like things seem to be going well. You've had some pretty steady growth recently.
Yeah, it's weird because I haven't made a video in a couple of months now. Well, not a couple of months, a month and a half, I think it is right now. And I keep waiting for that big fall off, and I haven't had it yet. So I'm still waiting. It's going to happen.
But
But until then, I'm going to keep talking.
but you have you do live streams on your channel though, right?
Sure, 2 nights a week. We do a 6 night a week show, and then I'm with Satsu Gaming. Let's see, another 5 nights a week. But yeah, 2 nights a week. It's on my channel.
Yeah. So that live will keep people around. It tends to be what I've found, and it allows people who don't want to just sit through a video, maybe jump in, have some conversation.
I actually love our live stream audience. One of the things that I didn't like, and this is not, it's going to sound like a humble brag, but it's really not. As I grew, it got to the point where it was almost impossible to respond to every comment I got.
Yeah.
And that was always my favorite part, was talking with the audience. And live streaming lets you do that a little bit better. And it's in real time.
Yeah, and that's what I found that I like about it too is you get to interact with the audience. It's a lot easier than um, responding to comments and stuff because you can get a ton of comments. Not me, obviously. I'm damn small, but once you hit the 1,000 to where you're at, what 30,000 almost, it's got to be
29.
rough.
It is, and like I said, it's a good problem to have, but I still find it a problem because I feel like I'm ignoring people if I don't answer them. And when I'm ignoring them in live, I don't feel so bad about it.
Well, because they're probably interacting with other people, or
No, I'm kidding. Our chat gives us crap all the time about ignoring them. But when you start talking and there's a good conversation going on, sometimes it can be hard to watch the chat box.
or you do what I do and I watch the chat box and then I get super distracted and I'm like in the middle of my thought and then it just falls off.
Yeah, and that is a definite problem with me. I forget stuff all the time. I have to write things down on Post-it notes to remind myself of things I want to talk about in just a couple of minutes.
Right? So you don't forget your train of thought or where you're headed with everything.
Well, I take a whole bunch of medicines now that really mess with my memory. So I need something just to jar it and remind me what my thought was supposed to be.
Ah, gotcha. So medicines for medical reasons and they
Yes,
just have
yes.
that's their side effect is memory loss.
Yeah, because
Jesus.
they mess with the brain. It's to keep pain down, but
Gotcha.
nobody wants to hear about my pain. So yeah, but it does make it hard to remember. They're talking
No,
in your chat about
it's
how addictive streaming is. It really is. I started quite by accident.
yeah, I jumped onto it because I wanted to be able to do a daily show if I wanted to, and it's easier than producing and editing a video.
I was bored. I was making videos daily when I started this, and I wanted to do it because I used to stream with Irate Bear on his channel, and I wanted to try it myself. And I was talking with Scribe one night. I'm like, I want to try it, but I don't think my computer can handle it. He's like, no, man, the regular stuff should be no problem at all. And so he walked me through how to do it, and we did a little test stream. And then the next night is like, hey, dude, you want to stream? And it just snowballed from there.
And now, like you were saying, you're doing a minimum of 6 nights generally.
Yeah. We
Jesus.
do Monday through Saturday. We switch off. There's 2 nights on my channel, 2 nights on Satsu's, 2 nights on excuse me, I'm so sorry, on Scribes. And then yeah, after that, on let's see, Friday through Monday, we're streaming on Satsu's channel, and then on Wednesdays we do a gaming channel or a gaming stream with fans.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It gets silly, but it's a lot of fun.
And so you got into YouTube how long ago, and what made you jump on the platform? Was it like, because I mean, you do a lot of political commentary in your videos.
Mm-hmm.
So was it the social justice angle? And because honestly, a lot of our content overlaps with what we're talking about. So I was curious if it was that what brought you to the platform, or was it something else?
Well, we're going to talk about my pain again.
Oh
I
God,
used to
sorry.
blog. No, you're fine. I just don't want to bore people with it. I used to write blogs all the time. Blogs nobody read, but it made me happy. And it's very much the same thing you hear me say in my videos. I would find an article and like, this is retarded. And I'd go through it and point out the flaws in it. But I have this injury that causes me a great deal of pain, which includes in my hands and my back. And it's hard to sit up, and typing was just painful as hell. And I finally gave into YouTube. People have been telling me for years, you should watch YouTube. And I was like, okay, I'm going to check this out. And I ran across Undoomed. And I was like, wow, he gets to say the things that I am typing out loud. And then I found Bearing and like, okay, I'm not comparing myself to them, but like, this is the kind of shit I say on my blog. And this has got to be less painful than typing. And so I decided to try it.
Yeah, and that's kind of Bearing and Sargon were what kind of jumped me into the platform, following them, watching them, and seeing what they were able to say, things that I personally was thinking but couldn't really talk to people in this area, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I live in California, man, and you know it's extremely liberal. Thankfully, I'm in a slightly red area of the state, so
I have a problem ever since I was little of just keeping my mouth shut anyway. See, I used to get in trouble with my parents because they would start like punishing my especially my older brother. They would rag on my mom, would lecture him for hours, and eventually I'd just look at her like, let it go. And you got this little 8-year-old kid telling his mom to let it go because she's, you know, harping on his older brother just too long. And I've never really been afraid of authority, except for the police, because they have guns. They scare me a little bit. But yeah, so that one of my last jobs, the frequent thing I heard was, how are you not fired yet? Because bosses didn't scare me either.
Yeah, or people who are like, because I used to do a lot of corporate stuff and work in like corporate businesses like Starbucks, etc. And the funny thing there is like people are so intimidated by the district manager, and I'm like, dude, it's just a fucking person who's been with the company longer or got hired based on what their, you know, degree is, and you're worried about them. Why are you stressed the fuck out?
Yeah, I was still, I don't want to say I was respectful, because there were times I was definitely not respectful, but I was still professional about it.
Yeah.
And there's a way to do that. And so many people are just worried about speaking up. And I get it. I do. I mean, it's how you make your money, how you put food on the table. But yeah, there's definitely times my mouth has overridden my brain.
Yeah. And so do you feel that with YouTube and the area you're in, do you feel, and because you're at the level you're at, do you get a lot of blowback from the PC group or the you know, the SJWs, as it were?
I get a lot less blowback than I thought I would.
Really?
I do. And I actually talked about this the other night. I have people who watch me very regularly. I never expected to follow me. I have a pretty vibrant trans following.
Really?
Yes. And I only know this because when somebody likes something on Twitter, I'll hover over it if I don't notice, you know, it's not familiar to me. And it's like, oh, this person follows you. And then in their bio, it says trans. And I just noticed, it's like, wow, there are a lot of trans people following me. And given some of the things that I've said about like trans trenders and like the trans bathroom thing, I was shocked by it. And I have a lot of lefties who follow me. Now, there are a few people who absolutely hate me, and I love them to death for it. But yeah, I don't have as many people hating me as I thought I would.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, you are pretty blunt, and a lot of your videos, you'll just exactly speak your mind and say whatever the hell you want to say. So people, I thought would be frustrated or come at you because, you know, look at the shit Baring gets and these other guys get. Granted, they're massive, you know, but just the amount of blowback they get when they challenge an idea.
I get far more shit on Twitter than I ever did on YouTube. And part of that is that I'm more confrontational on there. When I take apart a video or I take apart a article that I've read, it's never personal for me. I don't hate the people involved. I mean, even somebody as infamous as Riley Dennis, I don't hate Riley. I think Riley's an idiot. And that's what I might throw a jab here or there, but I'm more interested in pointing out how dumb the argument is.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what most people do but they still get that massive blowback, you know?
Well, in Baring's case, I've never understood it. I really don't, because he's never been who a lot of people portray him as. And of the two, between, say, Undoomed and Baring, and I say this with love for both of them, I am still a huge fan of both. Undoomed deserves most of the hate that Baring gets.
Right.
But I think he doesn't get it because he doesn't give a fuck. And if you watch his video, I mean, he is just fucking rude, and it is glorious. Where Baring is much nicer about things. And there was a time when he used to try to reach out to, say, Christy Winters and her contemporaries. I'll say that as a nice thing. And I think they see that as almost a sign of weakness, where they're with Undoomed, they know he's just going to call him really horrible things and laugh at him.
Yeah, and just give it right back. Whereas Baring he may call you a cunt and other things, but he's doing it in a very playful and, you know, not an asshole-ish manner.
If you go back to their earlier videos, I mean, you can see it even back then. Undoomed was always far more insulting.
Oh, yeah.
Where Baring might occasionally call you a cunt, and he's a little condescending about it. And I've tried figuring out where this all started. I know where it started. It was Tim's video, Baring unfunny harasser of YouTube feminists.
Yeah.
But even at that point, if you look at their content, but side by side, they were growing at about the same rate. They were about the same size. Why they chose him over Undoomed just made no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
Not wishing any shit to be thrown Undoomed, but yeah, it never made sense. So
yeah, it could be, honestly, and I like making this joke. I think it's because, you know, Christy is in love with Baring.
Yeah, and Christy, I fell off her radar very early on. She got mad at me and blocked me. I was blocked on her channel before I even really knew who she was, because I saw Michael Rowlands first. And yeah. I made a video calling him chicken fucker. And she blocked me on YouTube for it.
I got into a long time debate with that freaking guy, and he because I am not aggressive, I'm pretty relaxed about things. He is like, well, I can understand your views, but blah, blah, blah. And then, like, at some point he's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. And he just fucking ended up blocking me. So I'll occasionally send him a tweet off my secondary account just to fuck with him. And it's like the exact same name and everything.
No, he blocked me pretty he blocked me pretty early on too. But Christy did it faster, which was surprising to me. It's like, wow, she's testy.
No, she's fisty, man. Come on.
Wholesome Meme says, "Don't worry, that's just your misogyny and sexism." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
slowly pissed off everybody in that crew except for Tim, who hasn't blocked me yet. And
Yeah, but Tim
Ranting,
isn't the crazy one over there. Like Tim is a little more willing to have a conversation, you know?
I wouldn't say that. I think he's uh, more willing to. How do I want to put this? Because he doesn't. I've watched him many times. He doesn't necessarily have conversations. He it's a weird form of trolling, I think. He used to. I mean, he used to go like on people's podcasts or streams. That's the word I was looking for. And engage a bit more, but that's fallen off in the year and a half since I've been here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really find it hilarious the clips that Bering ends up using
Oh God,
from
yes.
Tim and shit.
Yeah, from that one video. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's all from one video.
But it makes a point that they miss so often, is that, you know, humor is a thing. And if you want to take anybody seriously when you know they're joking, whether you think the joke is funny or not, well, then you got to take everybody seriously when they're joking.
Yeah,
And it's a point that just flies right over their heads.
Yeah, they don't get it. Or the other thing that I see a lot of is they want to pull everything out of context.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's, for the record, I do want to be fair here. That's not just them. I've seen that everywhere these days. Holy crap.
Yeah, I think it's shifted to a massive thing in general where it's like, well, you started using my shit out of context, so I'm going to do the same thing to you and make you look bad.
And frankly, I blame Sargon a bit for that. Hey, Nuts, nice to see you. Stargazer Knights there in chat. I've mispronounced her name so often that it's just become a thing. Way back when Sargon did his thing with Chrisiosity, where he reported her for a tweet. I find that to be detestable, and I still do, and I still make this point, and it's something that I keep seeing. If you don't like what the other side's doing, the reaction to that is not to become part of it. You don't become what you hate.
No, exactly.
But so many do, and a large part of it comes from his love of Alinsky's rules for radicals, and rule number 4, attack them with their own. No, that just makes you as big an asshole as they are.
Yeah, you're becoming what you hate, and you know, is that worth your time or viable to use those kind of tactics and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you know, it's Batman, man. It's Batman, Dark Knight. You know, you hit that extreme where you're exactly what you're fighting against. You know.
Well, if that's who you are all along, I that's fine. But I when your idea is that you're going to switch to that because that's what they're doing, that's when I start to have a problem with it. When you tell me that you're pro free speech and then you turn somebody in for something they said, proudly turn somebody in for something they said, at that point you're a hypocrite and you don't get to talk to me about free speech anymore.
Yeah. The only time I'll ever report someone is if it's like, and I'll be honest, if they're targeting someone in the sense of, hey, go mass flag this person. That's the only time I'll report on Twitter, because I'm just like, dude, like, you're going to get someone's account banned for no reason. Because if you look at like Bunty King, Bunty King is completely off Twitter now because he got tired of freaking dealing with being banned every couple of weeks. He made a joke about TERFs and got banned off of the platform.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a bad one. I saw that. I've followed Bunty for a while. I've followed each of his accounts that have been permabanned. It's ridiculous, and I can't believe we've gotten to a point where words hurt people this much.
Yeah, I think it's, and since we all live on the internet and tend to interact with people on Twitter, I think we have a misconception about the world, because the world's not like this. It's just the internet. And when we spend so much time on it, it's one of those things where we think it's reality when it's just the people who are heavily interactive on social media that are doing this shit,
Well, it's a reality. It is a reality for some, and I get what you're saying. I do, and I agree with you. There's a lot of people who could do with a week off of the internet.
Yeah.
But for some people, I mean, this is their whole thing. They have no other hobbies or anything. If you're into politics, for instance, there's not a lot of places you can go where you can just talk politics.
No, there isn't.
So that's what the internet is for. But some people just take stuff too personally, and it's tragic. It really is.
Yeah, because I tweet way too much. I'm on fucking Twitter all the time. Like, even if I'm at work and it's slow or anything like that, I'm on Twitter, and just thinking about it and the perception of my interactions with some people in the real world, there's not any of that malice. It's a little more conversational. I feel like we could do better if people are more willing to talk. And I think that's being, a center right, center left person, either side, you're more willing to have conversations. Where you get to the extremes. And
well, I've taken the approach lately on Twitter. I try to use it just for laughs. I try.
Yeah.
I don't always do really well. I got into an argument today. But yeah, for me, I just try to make people laugh, because that's what I like to do. I like to make people laugh. And I've gotten in trouble enough on Twitter that I'm pretty sure my next time in trouble on Twitter, I'm gone.
I don't know. I hit my first time of getting a 7-day ban not too long ago for telling someone that, what did I tell him? I told him, hey, stop treating this guy any differently. Just because he has autism doesn't mean that he can't be criticized. And I got mass flagged on it for saying, treat a person with autism the same way you would treat me or someone else.
My first ban came for repeatedly calling somebody retarded. We had done a stream. What was it? That wasn't the JF thing, was it? I can't remember. But retarded people came up, and I mean genuinely retarded people. I'm not making fun here. And this guy got really upset with me talking about retarded people, not because I used the word retarded, but because he thought I was saying he was stupid.
Oh, gotcha.
Dude, I don't know anything about you. But he was so butthurt over it, he followed me to Twitter and started just yammering on. So I got annoyed, and every time I replied to him, I called him retarded. And finally he goes, I could report you for this. And I told him, I said, well, then stop being a pussy, shut up and do it. And he did. And I got a 12-hour ban for that one. No, I got a full day.
Jesus.
And then the second time, they immediately took me up to the 7-day one, because I told somebody that they were as sensitive as a clit.
That's freaking hilarious, dude. I don't know how that would get you a ban, dude. That's great humor.
7
right there,
days, man. 7 goddamn days for that. And I actually have a theory on how that happened. It was the person I was talking to, not so much what I said.
Uh-huh.
Let's just say they're influential in the circles who get to decide those kind of things.
Yeah.
And so I got 7 days for that. That's not even a horrible joke. That's just funny.
No, saying someone as sensitive as a clit is fucking comedy gold, dude. I would have never thought of that. That's good, man. I'm gonna have to steal that.
And they proved it when they got me banned over it.
There's just, oh my God, he called me a clit.
Yeah. And the funny part of that is it didn't happen immediately. It actually was a consequence of another argument I had with that same person over Lacey Green when she came out. I'm using air quotes here, red pilled.
Yeah.
I argued with this person on Twitter, and we had actually a decent argument, nothing bad. And then suddenly I was banned for something I said to that same person a month before. I'm like, oh, kiss my ass.
They just dug and then used it against you.
Yeah.
Jesus. Honestly, though, man, I can't stop laughing from that. That shit's funny as hell.
And true. I just want to keep pointing that out. It was true. I got banned for speaking the truth
about, the human anatomy.
Well, and so many people are these days. That fits to so many people. It is pretty hard to offend me. It really is, just because I do like to laugh. And even if you're making fun of me, if you say something funny, I will immediately be like, all right, you got me. That was funny. And so I see all these people get mad over just the simplest jokes. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's a outrage culture, dude. They want to be mad about something. Someone's got to be mad about something at all times. And it's like, can't you just see the hilarity in that? Instead of reporting the tweet, can't you just see how funny that is?
It's weird to me that so many people want to be upset. It reminds me of kids that what's the word? Hypochondriacs. The people who want to be sick. Like, why do you want to be sick? And I realize, that's a mental condition. I'm not downplaying it. My fat ass aunt had it. I've always wanted, to be healthy and happy. And even if you see me, bitching at somebody, chances are I'm happily bitching at them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just one of those things where you're trying to have fun with it, even if you're challenging their ideals.
Yeah. Yeah. And I try to do that in the videos as well. I mean, I try to point out the absurdity of it and have fun with that.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw today, but have you seen what, and I don't know if you follow the comics industry at all, but did you see what DC is doing with Vertigo, their subsidiary?
I did not.
Okay. So they're talking about, it's been around for 25 years and they want to, bring out some new titles, and they're going to be having a book written by Zoe Quinn.
Oh, somebody did mention that. Yeah. I thought it was a joke. Really?
No, it's fucking 100% serious, dude.
That chick.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I kept making the joke of, I wonder who she met at Five Guys to get this job.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who'd she meet from DC to fucking at Five Guys to get this new job? But the big thing is the funny part for me is DC's exposing themselves now to the outrage from the Gamersgate crowd who fucking hate her.
Well, if she can write a decent story, great. I'm just having problem believing that she can.
Well, and I guarantee you it's going to be filled with women and being victimized and other things. The plot summary or whatever of the book is, in the near future where all of humanity needs are administrated by a godlike AI. It's one young woman's horrible job to do tech support on it. But when Cassandra finds herself violently drawn into a hidden and deadly digital world beneath our own, she discovers a group of superpowered women and horrific monsters locked in a secret war for the cheat codes to reality.
So I'm assuming the horrible monsters are men.
Probably. It's probably going to be like modeled after like men. I don't know. She's also got the artist isn't a bad artist, but the problem is it's the guy who did Spider-Gwen, and it's just like, come on, man. Like, DC, what are you guys doing? You're turning into Marvel.
I haven't read comics, in years. I was probably 25 the last time I seriously bought comics. I'm 43 now, so 18 years maybe.
Holy shit, you're 43, man?
I am 43. Yeah, I'm old as hell.
No, sorry, you're only like 10 years older than me, but no, you don't sound it. You don't sound it, dude. So
thank you. I get that all the time. People are like, you're that old. I'm like, yeah, I am. And they say, if you don't sound it, like, listen in between the talk. You'll hear me going, that's the sound of an old man.
Yeah, but I have those sounds too, man. People would probably think I'm at least in my 40s if I didn't put my face anywhere.
Getting back to Quinn's video though, or sorry, is it going to be a series or are they doing a graphic novel?
It's going to be a series. It's because there's actually a picture of it and it's listed as #1, which means it's going to be, probably a monthly.
Gotcha. I- I'm hesitant to just judge it because it's her, because you know what, there's some shitty people who write some good stuff. I'm still a fan of Harry Potter, even though
She's a
Rowling
crazy
is
person.
a fucking moron.
Yeah.
So she could pull this off, but given what the comic industry is these days, and uh, her history, let's say I'm skeptical.
Yeah, I would think so too. That's the only reason why I'm just like, oh my God, like not only the skeptical side of it, but the fact that she is toxic in all rights. She's kind of
Mhm.
toxic
Oh,
and
definitely, yeah.
she's going to be bringing up the crowd of people who just dislike her for her. I don't really care for her. I think she's a plague on what she caused, and I feel like she's going to do the same thing to the comics industry.
She probably will. But again, if you look at a lot of authors, Stephen King is a lunatic lefty right now. He's written some great stuff.
Oh yeah.
Uh, if she can keep her politics out of it, which I honestly don't think she can, then they could have something. But to me right now, if you say, Zoe Quinn is going to work for comics, I'm like, yeah, that sounds right.
Well, maybe she's trying to find a way to, latch onto something since I guess her book didn't do well or whatever. But this is the as you guys
Goddess
can
mode.
see, Goddess Mode. Yeah, super classy title. And it's just the I mean the style kind of looks cool. Like I like the highlighter style of the artist and the like it's super catchy on the eyes, but you can tell it's like there's a lot of feminism built in here.
Yeah.
Um there was some other that's polygons, but there was a funny thing that they tied in for what she was doing. Crash Override featured in People's 25 Women Who Are Changing the World and Forbes 30 Under 30. It's like, dude, no one cares about that other shit. Just talk about the stupid book she wrote.
She was on Forbes's 30 Under 30.
Apparently, I never
Oh,
knew that. And
Jesus.
for what?
How far the mighty have fallen. Well, because she's got a name out there.
Because I mean, it's not like 30 Under 30. They're usually pushing something. They're really big, or they're entrepreneur who's making a fuck ton of money for a young age. What has she done besides
Press.
stir up drama?
She got press.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He set up.
Fuck you, Deus. It is not. Jesus. I don't watch porn on my computer, man. That's what my cell phone's for.
Exactly. You don't want a virus on your computer.
Yeah, and Apple devices don't get viruses, so I'm good to go on my cell phone, guys. The day and age of downloading that stuff onto your actual computer is over, dude. Stream it.
Did you see Justin Trudeau was accused of groping a reporter back in 2000?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as the Me Too movement and all that stuff continues to take out their own.
He's their pretty boy. I wonder what they're going to do with him.
I don't know. It was like that. You made a video probably about 2 or 3 months ago where you were talking about the California representative who
Oh, yeah.
said, oh, that guy was accused. He needs to leave office now. But then she got accused and she's like, well, it's going to be a double standard thing for him. You think they're going to call him out? Like he's their face for, well, all of Canada, really.
This is going to be an interesting one. And I haven't really checked the news sites to see if it's landed there yet. It is either going to be completely ignored or it's going to blow up and he'll have to step down. There's not going to be a middle ground. It's not going to be a minor story. It's either going to be no story or huge. So we'll see.
Well, as an ally, shouldn't he, just believe whoever's saying it and then just step down as prime minister?
Well, according to the story, because what happened was this comes from an editorial in a newspaper back when it happened in 2000. And according to that, he apologized for his behavior, saying that he wouldn't have done it if he'd known the girl was a reporter. Like, that's creepy, dude. That is so creepy. Like, I wouldn't know I wouldn't have done it if I knew you'd tell people.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see the reaction, whether he denies he ever said that, whether he denies it ever happens. But again, unless the press pushes him on it, most people won't even know what happened.
I think it'll spread because he has that personality where if you like him, he tends to be pushed in the media, and if you dislike him, he's pushed all over social media as an example of why male feminists are gross.
Well, just looking at the top headlines that come up when you search his name on Google, that it's not even mentioned. So my guess is going to be unless it gets really, really hardly pushed by like Fox News, I don't think anybody's going to pay attention. They'll be like, it's all right. He groped a woman, no big deal.
Yeah, and that's like
he groped a woman. By the way, did you know what Trump said? Yeah. So
yeah, right. He groped a woman or acted like he was putting his hand on her tits in a picture and gets removed from office like Frankton.
Yeah, Franken didn't. Franken made bad jokes.
Yeah, well, he's a bad comedian.
Yeah, his books were funny.
Yes.
Rush Limbaugh's A Big Fat Idiot is still one of my favorite reads because it's biting, it's funny as hell. But if you look at like Louis C.K., literally did nothing wrong. He asked women if they would watch him masturbate. He yelled at one who supposedly yelled at one who said no. But he didn't make anybody do it who said no. He literally followed consent rules, and he got drummed out for it.
Oh, because he has power and all this other shit that they add on to it after the fact. Can I whip my dick out in front of you? Well, I mean, if you insist, sure.
And he came out himself. He's like, I shouldn't have done that. I had power over them. Like, they could have said no. What were you? Are you telling us you would have beat them with it if they said no?
He just walks up and starts slapping them with his cock.
Yeah, because the stories that came out were literally the only other one was that he was doing it while he was on the phone with some woman, and her.
Hold on, he was on the phone jerking off while she was on the phone with him.
Yes, and she didn't tell him, or he didn't tell her that's what he was doing. She heard it, like.
And
okay.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to look at it. So you heard some rubbing of skin. Maybe he had like a rash.
Yeah, or he's rubbing his forearm. I mean, with lotion.
Yeah, exactly. And in his case, I mean, he's the one who did it. He's came out. I had power over these women. I shouldn't have done this. Okay, fine. But he still got drummed out for following consent rules. And Mr. #MeToo here, Justin Trudeau, according to this story, you were groping women.
And then said he wouldn't have done it if he knew she was a reporter.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think that's really a justification to.
That is the worst part of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't feel up people, but that reasoning, I would have only molested you if I knew you didn't have a column to tell people about it, is creepy as hell.
He's all, yeah, I'm sorry I did that, but I wouldn't have if you were up for it and told me you were a reporter.
And this isn't like somebody coming at him at election time. I mean, this happened back in 2000. The article actually, or the editorial actually ends like father, like son. So I don't know what his dad did, but apparently it runs in the family.
Well, because didn't he? Well, he coattailed on his father. So I mean, if his father has anything in his history, people are going to take runs at his dad too.
He would have won anyway. He's a young, good-looking guy, and people might want to dismiss this, but that plays heavily in politics. And if you watch when he was elected, that was the whole thing. Look how good looking this guy is. Like, yeah, that's progressive of you, judging him on his looks.
Well, they just, the pretty face. I mean, Kennedy won. Kennedy was a good looking dude at the time. And I mean, I liked Kennedy's policies. Kennedy was, but he won because he was a good looking guy at the time.
Well, yeah, ugly people don't win as much. You can win in Congress ugly, but as the president, you have to be at least partially okay to look at, except Nixon, who looked like somebody had stepped on his head.
I don't know. Trump isn't exactly like something nice to look at, but neither was Hillary.
Trump is a special case. If you look at Trump when he was younger, he wasn't an ugly guy. And now he's old. But he's also I was watching the Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro interview, and they brought up a very excellent point about this. He is a special case because, excuse me, he was the first popular person who ran for president, which the election for president is basically a popularity contest. Now, yes, every president race, somebody gets 30 million votes. Well, not 30 million, 20 million usually ish.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right. So like, oh, that's popular. Yeah, but they were popular because of the election. Trump has been popular since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of a special case. It's why he won when nobody thought he would, is because he's a special case.
Well, exactly. And then, I mean, you're not gonna like go after, if you're looking based on appearance and everything, and that helps with popularity, obviously. You had, a troll and a troll in all rights in appearance wise,
Plus women don't like other women. That's fact.
No, they fight over you don't hear women talking in niceties about, oh, she's so pretty. It's oh, I hate her because she's so pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's not it's a backhanded compliment, like backhanded as shit.
In the US, women make up a majority of the population. There are more of them than there are of us. So our leaders are elected by women. Hillary had no chance. One, she was a horrible candidate to begin with, but she kept tripping over herself all the damn time. And women are not as forgiving as men are about that stuff.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't know.
In chat, Death Harukin says it's well known women secretly hate other women. No, there's no secret about it.
I don't think it's secretive at all.
Each other's backs, but everybody knows it. I was watching. I watch Married with Children before I go to bed each night.
Mm-hmm.
The episode I watched last night, Kelly, the daughter on there, had a sleepover, and the scene cuts in. It's four girls sitting around just trashing this girl, who then comes out of the bathroom and they're all nice to her, and one of the others goes to the bathroom and they just start trashing her. It's like, that's women right there. Hashtag not all.
Yeah, hashtag not all women. Yeah. No,
not women like nuts, because nuts is great.
Yeah. The only other person who I think used popularity was Reagan. And because he was an established movie star, granted he was governor of California, as a red governor of California, which is a rarity. And I think his popularity pulled him over.
Reagan winning didn't have as much to do with him like being an actor. I mean, he left acting quite a while before that.
Yeah.
It helped him in presentation. He was such a good speaker and so quick on his feet.
Yeah, showmanship.
That's why I'm so sorry.
Oh,
why are you looking sad? I gave you a compliment. I said you're not like all the crazy bitches. That should make you smile. Or do you want to be one of the crazy bitches?
Are you assuming it's gender?
No, I know nuts is gender. I got in trouble for misgendering. I do that all the time.
Oh, dude, so do I. I don't give a shit. If I misgender you, you're behind a fucking avatar. I'm sorry.
Well, even if somebody has their picture up there, you can't trust that it's them, and I just default to male, and I don't know why, unless there's a name that seems very feminine to me. And since I for the longest time honestly thought Stargazer's name was Stargazer Nuts, I yeah, it just seemed more male to me than feminine. But Stargazer Nights does sound more feminine. If I put that together, I probably would have made the connection.
Yeah. I was like, who's he talking about nuts? I don't
That's
see anyone
nuts.
with nuts.
Uh, this stream is probably the first time I've used Stargazer's actual name in since I realized I made the mistake.
Right.
So that's like, you know what? You've been nuts so long. That's who you are. Sorry. That's how it works with me.
So I was wondering with you're doing gaming, what kind of games are you guys focused on and playing lately on your gaming streams?
I told you real quick, nuts. Yes, I just explained. See, nuts made me think, man, that's biology.
Okay. Stargazer ovaries. There. Is that
There
better?
you go. Quite by accident, we've kind of locked ourselves into zombie genre. We started with 7 Days to Die just because we both liked the game, and then we moved on to Dying Light, which we just finished.
Oh, so good, right?
Sunday. Oh, it was such a good game. We started the following because we got State of Decay 2 to play afterwards, and Microsoft dropped a patch bigger than the game, and
Jesus.
it ruined mine. So I had to re-download the whole damn thing again, and so we started the following just in case it wouldn't work, which is really great, and I hope we get back to it. But right now we're playing. We still play 7 Days to Die 2 nights a week, and then 2 nights a week we're playing State of Decay 2. We have several games on our wish list of things to play together. He just contacted me when you and I were setting up the stream about yet another game to play. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I was just curious because I do some gaming, and if you go back in my own catalog, I have some gaming streams on here, but I'm trying to separate them into its own thing, so I can, not rub the wrong people, the wrong way, because there may be people who like gaming but don't like my politics or stuff like that, and so I don't want to overlap that too much, because in gaming I'm usually just shit talking if I'm playing multiplayer games. If I'm with my mod Deus Volt, me and him play together all the time, and so we'll talk shit to each other and stuff, and so it helps with the banters. But I just don't want to run it into this channel anymore, because I'm worried that it's outside of my, what people are subscribing for.
Sure, yeah. And if you're just talking, say, politics over video gaming, that's different than doing a game stream.
Yeah.
If my internet around here ever gets good enough where I can stream it myself, because right now we just stream through Satsu's channel because he can do it and mine can't. Mine will be set up on a different channel because, yeah, there's if you go to watch gameplay, you don't necessarily want to run across a foul-mouthed monkey talking about, social justice.
No. You may just want to watch the game and listen to people talk shit to each other.
Yeah, that's my actual favorite part, because we don't play multiplayer, we play co-op, and I enjoy the banter back and forth with him.
Yeah, and see, that's what me and Deus. I'll play some multiplayer with like Rainbow Six and stuff like that, and so it's fun if we catch someone with a mic on and it's just shit talk them, because I don't know, I'm one of those assholes who find it hilarious just to fuck with people on multiplayer games.
Well, with me and him, we have very different play styles, so it lends itself to hilarity because. For the most part, we played some Far Cry 5 together. He is very slow and measured and stealthy, and I'm Rambo. I'm like, let's get this shit done. And there's so many times when he's like, "Damn it, monkey! Like, you know me. This is your fault.
Yeah, right.
You brought me."
I kind of do the same thing, and that's I and I'll blame Deus all the time. I'm like, dude, like, come on, man, you're supposed to be helping me, and whatever. And I'm just an asshole because I'll blame him for the stupidest shit, and I'll be like, dude, I thought you were gonna, res me. I thought you had him covered. What are you doing? Fucking around over there. And we'll get into actual fights occasionally because I'm just a dumbass. But it's funny to watch.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into an actual fight yet so far. It's more of annoying each other, which is funny. Oh, thank you, Nuts. Nuts says we make a good team. I think so. Otherwise, I wouldn't still be doing it, because if I got bored with it or frustrated with it, I'd be like, okay, I'm done.
Right? No, we've known each other a long time, so that's why I was curious, like, what you guys are doing, because what really started doing well for me on streaming was Dying Light. Dying Light has a weird following, and people want to watch Dying Light. That game is really good too. I really hope they make a sequel to that because it was well done.
Well, there's rumors they're announcing it at E3, and I'm hoping it's true.
That'd be awesome. Isn't that's coming up, what, in the next few days?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be coming, because I had so much fun with that. And like I said, we still haven't played the following. We both have it, but we barely started it. So that'll be a lot of fun too. Now, what we do, he has a second channel called 2 Cents Plus, and all of his game stuff is on that channel. And his main channel is for anything political, or for when we do our nightly streams.
Yeah. Yeah, and see, that's kind of where I want to go with it. I want to get, in essence, someone to co-host with or interact with on a regular basis, and bring like other people on to have conversations, because it's one of those things where it's nice to have someone else to interject or come across with something else,
Right. Yeah. Sometimes I don't watch a whole lot of gamers, and one of the things that'll turn me off in a heartbeat is just too much dead air.
Yeah.
And if I come across a video where all I'm doing is watching somebody play and there's nothing else there, I can't stay on it. It puts me to sleep. So
yeah, and
I like to do it where we're talking the whole time.
Yeah, same here. And that's why I try to avoid dead air even on my live streams, because that's one thing that'll push me away from watching someone who's live streaming just a conversation like this. If you're running into like major dead zones, and I see that with the internet blood sports where they'll have dead zones and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, this is boring. Like, I don't want to sit here and just watch the screen flicker images. I want to actually hear what your thoughts are,
Yeah, dead air is not good, no matter what what you're doing.
No, not at all. And that's why if you notice, sometimes I've ran into you a few times when you're furthering stuff, because I can't tell if it's just a pause to gather your thoughts or if you are done. So I don't want to leave that open air.
No, and it happens on our stream too, because I do that as a manner of my speaking. If we're talking just face to face, I can keep going constantly. But anytime I know I'm being recorded, my brain wants to make sure everything comes out right. And sometimes that leads me to pause longer than the pregnant pause, as they call it.
Your brain's just ingesting items and building up thoughts.
Or worse, it'll be like there's a word I know and it won't come out, and it's a very simple word like cat. Those annoy me. My brain's like, I'm not giving you that word right now.
Yeah, the tip of your tongue situation.
Yep.
It's a fucking, and it'll annoy you. What the hell was I trying to say there for the longest time? That's one thing that, like, if I'm like, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, what is it? It means this, and this. And if someone can't give me the answer, I'm like, fuck, dude. Well, I'm going to Google everything until I actually find the goddamn word.
What I'll do is I'll start singing or make fun of myself, because one of the other things I think people need to do in this YouTube game is take themselves less seriously.
Yes.
When I try reading on stream, I can read fine. Reading out loud is hard for me. I try to read too far ahead. I read like I do in as I'm reading to myself. And sometimes you can skip words because they don't matter.
Yeah.
And you try doing that out loud and you just trip over yourself. And it's become quite the joke on our stream because if you want to see bad reading, come to a night when Scribe's not there, because then I do the reading and it's just bad. And I embrace it.
Yeah, you got to be able to make fun of yourself, because sometimes people are just, oh man, too damn serious.
Yeah, I still love the saying, you know, it's a joke, not a dick. You can take it. And
dude,
if
you're putting all these new things, new jokes for me, man. I'm stealing all these.
The clit one is mine. That one is somebody else's. I stole it a long time ago too.
Oh, it's like a meme. I'm gonna steal that too.
There you go. Oh, sorry.
What'd you do? Oh, I thought you like bit your tongue or something, man. I was like, damn.
No. Been sitting up straight too long. Oh.
You gotta get your what's it called? You got a gaming chair, one of those like PewDiePie. Can you do this chairs?
It's not. I need one of those big giant rotating chairs. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Looks like a dentist chair almost. That's the kind of thing I need so that I can actually lay down, because I have a giant head and holding it up hurts.
Oh man, I just feel I picture your like head dragging on your shoulder.
No, luckily I have a neck. There are people in my family who don't. I'm not naming names in case they're listening, but you know who you are. That's just, yeah. My head is bigger than average. It's a good thing I'm a pretty man, or I would scare people.
Oh God, man. Yeah, it's one of those things where you run into you're making a joke, and like not a lot of my immediate family or anyone knows that I do YouTube or stuff, so I can talk shit about them if I want, and there's no repercussions. But if you're actually getting out there and people come across your stuff, and or if you tell your family to view, you know, then you have to be like not trying to piss them off, because them you have to deal with in real life.
I have two young nephews who watch my stuff, and I feel bad. And by young, I mean I think they're in junior high now, so I don't feel as bad as I would have if they were younger. But when they see me, I watched your video, and I'm like, oh my God, what did you guys hear me say this time?
have they told your brother or sister or whoever it is?
Oh, my brother. Yeah, he knows that they watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, their Uncle Monkey was talking about clits and vaginas.
Yeah. There's a couple of times that happens, you know, that I'll come across and realize somebody rather young is listening to what I say, and I'm like, ooh, you should probably have a parent involved in this. Because I don't have a problem with what I say, but it's definitely not geared towards a younger audience.
It's above PG-13. It's more towards a 15, 16-year-old.
And I remember being a kid. I remember being 13 and hearing horrible stuff. But in this day and age, it's God, how old was I when I saw Revenge of the Nerds? I was probably 11.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. That movie is horrible.
Oh, it's vulgar as hell, but
it is. But I think kids can handle it. But again, on that same thing, I know I've been banned in high schools for my blog before.
Really?
Yeah, my one of the people I used to play Warcraft with all the time, she was my co-tank actually, and she was 17. She was a senior in high school, and she sent me a message one time. I'm not allowed to see your blog at school. I'm like, that's probably a good thing, sweetie. It's not meant for you and your peers. Actually, it's pretty vulgar.
Yeah, but 18, 17, they can go see a rated R movie at that point, you know?
Again, but you got to think about the times we're in today.
Yeah.
There's people upset because Ivanka got called a cunt. And in this country, everybody's like, oh my God, you said the C word. It's a word. Get over it.
I never understood. Well, and the more I watch, British humor, British TV, British YouTubers, I hear the word more often, and I say it all the time now. I don't give a shit. Like it was supposed to be the worst swear word, worse than fuck, and it's like, nah, it's just another reference for a vagina.
Yeah, growing up, I heard it a lot. I had foster sisters and mom, and of course everybody they knew, and all of them. The C word is the most horrible thing ever. I'm like, have you listened to what twat sounds like? That sounds like a disease. It sounds like something that happens to a cunt. So it's a matter of it's like people who hate the word moist. I don't mind the word moist. I don't. But I
I
get
think
that people do and why. It's just the sound of it.
I think it's funny when people don't like that word because it drives me to say it more to them. You give
I
up the fact that you don't like the word moist, I'm probably going to find ways to say moist.
For me, there's a word that sticks in my head, but I both love and hate, and it's the word crisp. And it's got a sound that is both pleasing and horrifying to my ears. And so I get people who don't like moist. That's just not one of mine.
Really crisp?
Crisp, yeah. The sounds don't go together in my head, yet they oddly do.
So you just give away, the secret to making you feel good and then horrible at the same time.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't really have any of those words that trigger me, that make me feel any kind of way.
I don't know what it is about that one. It's something that's just stuck with me. Maybe part of it is that I also don't like to hear people eat, especially crunchy food, crispy food, crispy cripples. That sounds like a great cereal.
Crispy Cripples, yeah, right, or the name of a band
There you go. Yeah,
featuring an upfront person in a wheelchair.
Timmy. Oh yeah, we're on crispy cripples now. That's awesome.
And Day's fault, the word feminism triggers him. Feminist triggers him. Yeah, of course it does.
The word doesn't. It's when I see them that it tends to.
Right.
I ask this on every stream I go on. So if anybody can ever explain to me why feminists will shave their crotch but not their armpits, I am looking for an answer on that.
Deus has some funny stories about dating a feminist, and I don't think Homegirl was shaved at all.
Oh wow.
Like completely. Like he basically had to tell her, you need to shave. If we're gonna do anything, you need to shave. I'm talking legs, I'm talking armpits. Like she was definitely a true feminist.
Well, I actually don't mind. I understand the European thing where it's just their culture and it doesn't gross me out the way it does some people. I don't understand why a feminist would shave one and not the other, especially if you're fighting the patriarchy and realize that the whole trend of a shaved snatch comes from men wanting to see that in porn.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the only,
Like,
but then again,
look how
they're
unoppressed I am. I have hairy armpits. Yay. You won. If the hair's so long it forms the neck, it can be a problem. Look, man, I've seen 70s porn. You can get around the hair.
yeah. It doesn't grow out of the vagina, man. Come on, Mr. Dax.
Get some tape and tape it up. You'll be fine.
You just push it back. But it's if she wants some other things going on, I don't understand. Like I don't understand the armpits and the legs. Like I understand if it's a little bit of stubble, but once your hair on your legs are as long as mine, yeah, I'm not gonna be putting my hand on your leg. It's gross.
My legs actually don't look like they have hair on them because I'm a natural blonde, and my what's the word I'm looking for? Mother-in-law survived breast cancer, so we started going to the Relay for Life. And one year they asked me, would you be Miss Relay? And what Miss Relay is it's a guy dressed as a girl who does a lap around the track collecting donations. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Sure. I make an ass out of myself for free all the time. Let's do it for a good cause. And So all the guys get together and we're there, and one of the guys goes, "Did you shave for this?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "I'm not shaving my beard." I'm like, no, yeah, I shaved my beard." He goes, "No, your legs." I'm like, "Fuck no, I didn't shave my legs. There's hair there. You just can't see it. It's blonde."
You're like, I was a swimmer in high school. I shave everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Save that 1/quintillionth of a second.
Yeah. Just because my hair is holding me back.
Yeah.
No, it's one of those things where it's like that's 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 a cool cause and doing something like that. But for someone to actually think that you actually shaved your leg just for that, you're like, yeah, I had to look good as I was cross-dressing.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to be the prettiest man there.
Did you take the role seriously enough that you went and bought some female perfume?
Oh God, no. I can't stand most perfumes. They're just too flowery, and I'm not a flowery person.
No, it's one of those things where it's just funny that, oh God, someone would think that you would actually shave for something like that. I click onto my Twitter and there's a picture of a guy who's been impaled by something like in a plane crash.
Oh,
And,
Mr. Dax, we can't be friends. Vanilla is one of my favorite scents.
Vanilla's good. Yeah. Belarusian pilot crashes and gets impaled by tree, poses for pictures and shouts to doctors, "I am Groot." Oh God, dude. Like it's
Nice.
right through his arm.
At least he's got a sense of humor about it.
He's Slavic, so he's probably more of a man than any of us Westerners, right?
Yeah. Oh dear God.
Yeah, I'm not playing, dude. Damn it. Full screen, you shithead. Yeah, that is fucking woo. I don't know if I could make jokes about that, dude. That's like whole arm. No, thank you. I don't even understand where it went.
Dax is gonna report. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, that is like fucking full tree through his arm.
Yeah, that is horrible.
Yeah, and it's the unexpected. You just click on to Twitter and that's what you see. Oh, I was also, since you cover feminism and that other stuff, did you see that who was it? Oh, Anita Sarkeesian is gonna be at Gen Con.
I keep seeing the word Gen Con. I have no idea what that is.
So it's like tabletop gaming, I guess. And like Dungeons and Dragons.
I know what that is. Yes. Why is she going? Oh, that's right. Didn't she started playing D&D?
Apparently, or something. That was the whole. That's what people like the quartering and elsewhere are like, why in the fuck is she going?
She posted a picture on Twitter, I think it was maybe 6 months ago, where she had a 20-sided die and her nails were painted the same color.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that picture.
Yeah, she's a gamer now.
She's a table gamer now. She can. I mean, she's got to be able to use her imagination to make up all this shit that she goes through. So she probably is good at using her imagination when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, but she can't pretend to be a human. So how is she going to pretend to be anything else? I mean, look, she might be great at it, but that woman needs to stay the hell away from all gaming. I think she could probably ruin a game of Monopoly.
or she's dumb enough to post like this. Honestly, dude, who posts a picture of themselves eating a taco in the what's it called? The boomerang, when it looks like she's trying to suck some D.
Yeah, she does that on purpose.
She does, because she wants people to freaking throw shit at her, and call her a dick sucker and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Get that attention. Look how they're being mean to me for pointing out it looks like I'm giving a blowjob.
I was trying to find that die thing that she did, the 20-sided die.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if even I could find that one. It's been a long time since I saw it.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through her media because I'm like, I don't understand why they would bring someone who one has no interaction with the tabletop gaming or anything when they could bring, one of the book writers for the most recent, Dungeons and Dragons or legendary dungeon masters and other things on there, but you choose to bring Anita Sarkeesian.
Well,
Oh,
she's
found it.
did you?
February 10th. Um, maybe being a druid was not the best first class choice. Oh, okay. Look, my fingernails match.
Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, I thought she just had one die. I'm sorry. She got a 10 and a couple of 6 or 8s.
She's got all kinds of die. I don't,
Oh yeah, there's one underneath there, isn't there?
yeah,
Yeah.
right there. I haven't
Damn, she
played
got big
Dungeons
ass
and Dragons.
hands.
she, sexual innuendo about what those hands can hold on to.
Oh, there's a great joke. It's attributed to Mickey Mantle. Said he dates women with small hands to make his dick look bigger. There's a good trick for you guys. Not only was he a baseball great, he was a great man as well. Yeah. I'm sure she played a whole bunch.
Yeah, she played one game and that was it. And she probably played because of her big that dude that the
Macintosh
what's
or
what
the replacement for Macintosh, because I don't know his name.
the blonde girl, the transitioning. I don't.
Oh, you're talking about on feminist frequency.
Yeah, that's probably came from.
I don't know any of their names. I just loved. There was a meme that went out showing the picture of them from their podcast, and there was the hashtag unrealistic expectations in the media, because the pictures for this, it's cartoon pictures where they look like these cute little cartoon characters, and there's a picture of them next to it in reality, and it's just like,
yeah. The people giving her a hard time about having unrealistic gaming. People saying that games are unrealistic, yet her emoji and stuff are extremely unrealistic. Well, and
half-elf Gloom Ranger. I haven't played D&D for forever, not tabletop, and I haven't even played a CRPG D&D for a while.
Yeah, I've never played. I was thinking about playing because Deus and getting into it to see it. But did you see? And since we're on the topic of her, the reason I brought her up is because we were talking about the crazies who are making their return to the spotlight. Mm-hmm. Did you see she wants $25,000 to start a Discord?
That's actually what my argument, part of my argument today was about. Because if you read it, she doesn't actually say that. She just leaves that there as I argue that she set it up to look that way. It's their fundraiser, and at $25,000, they say they'll open a Discord server, and they've actually raised $34,000 last I checked.
Jesus.
And others are like, well, that's not what she's saying. She's oh God, I shouldn't do that. These are my friends. Whoops, let me not be condescending. They're saying, she was just saying that this is like a reward for $25,000. Like that's not how. Come on, let's be honest. One, it's Anita, and two, the way it's presented is, if we reach that 25,000, we can do this rather than we will do this. Is at least how I and many people on the internet took it. And yeah, it's ridiculous. A Discord server is free, and if they want to make it a prize for their fans, that's what it should say. It's like, this is a reward if we hit this, instead of what did they use? Milestone is the terminology they used. Yeah.
Well, and what I don't understand is, why are they what are they raising money for? Like,
just for her feminist frequency crap, so she doesn't have to get a real job, because nobody's paying her for the shit she does.
Well, she gets 20,000 per speaking engagement, or roughly that. I'm sure people negotiate it down, but that's what she was getting paid last year for speaking engagements, was around 20,000 per engagement.
And how many engagements did she have?
Yeah, I don't know. As long as she does 3 a year, she's making, in the middle of the pack of what people make for,
Yeah, but she's not going to pour. That's her money. She's not
yeah.
going to pour all of that back into Feminist Frequency, which has a staff. And why
But
spend her money when she can spend yours?
yeah, well, she's not a real business owner.
I'm raising money to counter hers. I'm raising $25,001 to get me to actually go into my Discord.
Oh, yeah, you should put out a tweet like that, dude.
I the idea that that's a reward. I mean, I guess it's okay if you're one of their fans, but man, I think it was misleading. I really do, and I don't have a problem with it because I'm free speech, and she didn't lie. It's not like she's lying about it unless she doesn't do it. But it seems scummy to me, and but by that same token, Candace Owens has started raising money for a legal fund so that she can sue people who say mean shit about her.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, she did this before Anita, and so I also have a fundraiser going for the Fuck Candace Owens Foundation, which is just my pocketbook. Instead of giving her money to sue people, and give that money to me. I have like 5 different fundraisers going now based on fundraisers other people do.
Are you seriously running these?
I mentioned them on stream just for the kicks.
Are you actually running any of them? Because I
haven't actually set up one. I should do the give me money instead of giving it to stupid people foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'll just list each new one I find.
That'd be great, dude.
Look, I don't begrudge people raising money. I mean, I have a Patreon, and I take donations on my streams. But I'm honest about who I am and what I'm doing. And the Anita one, man, that is so gross. It is just gross. Because it gives the impression that she needs $25,000 to do it. And then Candace just comes right out and like, look, if people say bad shit about me, how did she say it? If it's misleading or libelous, I think is how she said it. Which it's hard to be misleading about you, Candace. You've been all over the place, so you're kind of like Hillary. You've taken positions on everything. So
yeah.
Like I said, instead of giving her money, throw it to Monkey. Monkey will use it better. I'll buy ramen noodles and M&Ms, and I promise I'll enjoy them.
I just think it's funny for the simple fact that she's raising money for something else, whatever it is. I don't know where she's raising it because I was trying to find, wherever it was, but she never finished her original thing.
Who, Anita?
Yeah, she never the original series that she guaranteed on Indiegogo or whatever it was, Kickstarter.
She kind of did. She rushed out a whole bunch of crap all at once and called it good because she'd gotten called out on it so many times. This was, God, it's been a while. She didn't do exactly what she said, but technically she kind of did. I mean, it's very much like her new fundraiser where it's like, okay, Anita, that's at least misleading. You dirty bitch. But hey, you got to give it to her. The woman knows how to raise money.
Oh yeah, she does.
And I don't begrudge people that. I mean, if stupid people want to give her money, I guess, hey, good luck to them. I just can't imagine. Oh, I finally get. I wonder if I can get into her Discord.
I think you have to donate.
It doesn't say that you. Does it say you have to donate?
I'm pretty sure the way it reads is donate.
I'll have to check, because if so, I might actually throw her a 10.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
And by that, I mean a dime. I have to find it again. It's been a while since I've seen the actual picture, and by a while I mean like a few hours.
Yeah, it's I just saw it not too long ago. I want to see the funny thing about, oh, here it is. It's at 32,000 wherever, or it's over 32,000. Nope, that's the, god damn it. I
Let's
want to
see.
see
We
the
launched an
goal.
official feminine frequency Discord where campaign supporters can chat. Okay, yeah, so you do have to support it.
So
I wonder.
where's this campaign at? Because I'll go support it just to troll in our Discord.
Yeah, I wonder what the minimum donation is. Let's see. I can't find the one I was looking at earlier. Her actual page on it. I just found Dankula's repost of it, which only showed the 24,000.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. She might have gotten a lot of shit for it.
No, I had it up on the screen earlier. Yeah, because like I said, they're over 34,000 right now.
Thunderfoot freaking snagged feminist frequency.
He what?
He snagged the Discord feminist frequency, as in he, after she put that up, look, he stole it.
I missed that.
Oh, so did I. That's freaking good stuff right there, dude.
I follow him. Do I have him muted or something? Because I haven't seen stuff from him in a while.
Shit, dude. Dude, he should sell it back to her
for $26,000. Oh man.
Oh god, dude. That's funny as fuck. I should have thought of that, dude, in the beginning. That'd have been great. Just to poach anything like feminist frequency, Anita Sarkeesian as Discords, you know?
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody else thought to snatch it up.
Oh yeah. That's funny as fuck.
Oh,
dude.
I should snatch it up, Anita Sarkeesian.
Right? And then just pitch it back to her. Be like, I understand. Oh,
I did see this from him. Yeah, I did.
They they have the link. They have the link where oh, this is on Ian's iDubbbz freaking board, but they had the link for on their feminist frequency Twitter where you can donate. I think I'm blocked by her. No, actually I'm not. Weird. I wonder if she opened up her Twitter and stuff, because she had that other one and she changed Twitters.
Oh, I don't know if I think I'm blocked by her, and I can't remember what I did to get blocked.
Yeah, I think my first account, my backup account, is blocked by her because
I think I actually might have gotten blocked over the D&D thing. I just don't remember what the hell I had said. I say so many insulting things. I should probably stop that.
Oh, it's through their website.
Yes, yeah, it's not on like GoFundMe or anything. It's on
oh, you can
frequency.
Donate any amount. They have it set up where you can do it as monthly too. So essentially it runs like a Patreon.
Yeah, and that's what they got to pay for. So, and that really should be highlighted on their page there, on the goal page, not the one that you're looking at, because you're looking at the one with the actual radio buttons on the side and all that. If I'm, yeah, on the actual goal page that they have set up, which I had trouble finding on their site. It should say, look, this is a reward if we hit this, not the way that they wrote it, because that definitely looks like we need this money for a free Discord server.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That would be so glorious. The chat in there was going to be just cancer.
Yeah, because there's going to be people who are just, jumping in and donating to her to be able to get into that Discord.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I had more disposable income, I actually would like donate $10 so I could get in there. But
they have an alternative. It says supporters, so you could just do $1.
What if I support her from afar? What if it's emotional support?
Am I good enough to get into your Discord with emotional support?
I'm not a toxic masculine guy. I'm supportive.
Right? I'm an ally.
I'm an ally. Um,
uh,
we are going to need to wrap this up soon, and I'm
yeah.
sorry for that. I got to eat before my
No, you're
stream
good. I
tonight.
was
I got to
actually
shower
gonna
still.
give it like 5 minutes and see if you were
Cool.
needing
Yeah.
to get yourself out of here, because what, you got an hour and a half before you have to go back on the air?
Yeah. I got to go. I got to eat. I really need a nap, which is not going to happen today. I tried laying down before this.
Yeah.
And I just laid there going, I can't miss my alarm. I can't miss my alarm. I can't miss my alarm. And I think I got 10 minutes of sleep.
Yeah, it's when you're in your own head that you do that. If you would have been running behind, man, it would have been fine. I don't care.
No, dude, see, this is something with me. I've had to cancel, I think, 2 streams, maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you I'm going to do it, I try to do it no matter what, because there's so, as I said before, there's such a small window of time I can do it.
Right.
I don't want to be like, 3 weeks later, we finally get to do it. So me being tired is nothing special. I just, it'll give me something to whine at Scribe and Satsu about tonight.
Right. God damn it. I went on stream and
No, I'm more like, I'm too tired for you guys to be boring. You better pep it up.
Hey, attitude, guys. Come on.
Nah, they're great. We'll have fun. I'm actually better when I'm tired, I think.
Yeah. I was laying around because it's my day off, and I'm just like, you know what? I hope this I don't sleep through, because I've slept through stuff, and I'm just like, I set alarms and stuff in case I doze off, and I was just like, I'm not gonna fall asleep here at any time. So,
well, my phone has the most annoying alarm I could find that's built in, because I didn't want to download anything. It is this really horrible sounding wind chime thing, and when I hear it, it wakes me up. So,
well, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate you taking time out of your nap schedule and your day.
yeah, no problem. Like I say, I wish we could have done it sooner, but it didn't occur to me like, well, we could do it earlier if he can. And
yeah, no, that totally worked out, man. I do appreciate you taking the time, to come on my small ass stream.
You see, for me, it's not about size; it's about people who are interesting to talk to.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Another reason I love Bering. Bering watched and talked to me when there's no reason to.
Yeah, same here, dude. That's how he got me connected with a bunch of different people, is because he came across one of my videos.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and I don't want to use the pay it forward thing, because that's not what it is. It's more of, I just like talking to people. Yeah. And if I was the kind of person like, I'm not going on there, you don't have enough subs, that's just being a douche.
Yeah, seriously. I even if I get massive, I'll go talk to anyone, because I enjoy conversation, man.
Yeah, and there was a time I couldn't even do it earlier in the day because my wife works from home, but now I have my own little, my son is in college now, so I have his room as my computer room. So it gives me
instead of converting it into a gym, you converted it into a studio.
I'm a cripple. A gym would do me no good. This is much more
realistic.
Yeah, exactly. And I still have his bed right over there, so I can nap if I need to.
There we go. All righty. Well, thank you everyone for joining and watching. If you're new here, throw a sub on the channel. If you like what I do here, I don't give a shit.
Sub anyway.
Yeah,
even if you don't like.
Sub anyway. Monkey says so.
And like and share, even if you didn't like it.
Or dislike. You can dislike too, because someone did dislike already. Like,
don't give them that option. You guys hit the like button and you share.
Yes, all of 4 of you who are remaining after we said we were ending it, you dedicated people.
Well, I've heard that audiences do what you tell them. I've yet to see it, but I keep trying.
Yeah, I don't know. I tell them things and they just don't listen. It's one of those things.